Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the power cage has arrived. We're looking fantastic here. Let me go ahead and show you here. You do have your instruction manual, all your parts, provided wrenches, screws, bolts, all that. And then all the parts were wrapped up in either plastic, thin bubble wrap. Everything is looking good. These parts should actually be bubble wrapped as well with these parts right here. Now, everything is packaged very well. And this is not the company's per se, due to the provided shipper, whoever it might be. We're absolutely looking fantastic, but because this is a review video, I do have to state that some of my bars in the white color, they're chipped a little bit in some areas. Not that big of a deal for myself, but just giving you a heads up on that one especially. So you might want to examine the box, but just letting you know, little heads up. Now, eventually this will be drywalled in. It will look a lot nicer than insulation and then some boards up here, but just giving you kind of a heads up about that one as we put together this shop gym. Let's grab our directions. If I come across any parts that are a little tricky or sticky, I will let you know. Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead and take a quick little look-see here. So, easiest thing that I particularly thought of, instead of mounting these brackets on your wall first and then making sure your measurements were 100%, is lie these brackets on the floor, build them up. And so let me just break this down real quickly here. So you're going to have the tube in the bottom slot here facing outwards, and then you have a washer and nut here, as well as a nut and washer there. And then the top one right here on the outside is your release bar for folding it in right here. And then this one, there's nothing there, as well as nothing there as well. Same thing applies over here on this side. And if I didn't get that, I haven't cranked these down quite yet, but again, washer, nut, and it's the small nuts going into the tube inside here, and that pivots up and down until you tighten that. So what I did here is I actually laid the bars on the brackets as I have my push pin inside it so it stays upright. And then you have a long bolt, a washer and nut on each side, and that is for all of them there. Now, take your measurements because you have a couple different options. You can mount this as low as here, and you can mount it up as high as I did here. The reason I did it a little bit higher is I have in my shop, I have the cement, then I go into my studs right here. Now the holes are about 8 on center. Going from the edge, the inward one is 16. So just giving you a heads up about that one. From the edge to that one right there is 16, and the first one 8. So most of you will only be able to put in 2. In my case, I'm 16 on center, meaning that the studs are 16 on center, spread apart, where I'm only going to be able to hit 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 bolts on each bracket. Or if you're 24 inches apart on your studs on center, then use the first one and third one over here. You definitely want 2 bolts in this lower bracket and at least 2 bolts in the upper bracket. If you have exposed studs like I do, you could add another one if you really wanted all 8. That might be a little overkill. And considering that they only give you 4 bolts for wood and 4 expansion bolts for concrete. So again, I thought this was the easiest way to get my precise measurements. It's not too heavy, but now I'm going to go ahead and lift this up, place it against the wall, see what looks best, and we'll go ahead and pre-drill and then drill in. Crank down those bolts, make sure everything's tightened up. These bolts are all tightened up, nice and secure, but those ones still need to be tightened before I do give it a go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, not too hard to mount up. It's not going to take you very long, but this will definitely help you. Don't make the rookie mistake, as in not having enough room where you mount it so that it can swing in. Meaning if it's beautifully flush, which mine was literally right on top of this cement thing, I thought I had enough room, but I did not. Meaning there was no wiggle room right here. Now these bolts are both tightened top and bottom, meaning that it can't lift up and swing in. So I literally had it perfect, and that's when you put the pin in so it can't wobble back and forth. And so you have some good wiggle room so it slides up and down that pin, being able to swing in. Now, since I do have this cement lip, unfortunately, I can't get it all the way in like you would at your garage gym because of drywall and it's going straight down. So let me just show you. As you can see, it goes in pretty much all the way except for a very slight angle. And then once you bring it out and then it comes down that pin. Same thing here, comes down, and then you take your pin and go ahead and lock it in right there on each one, top and bottom. That will prevent it from coming in. Obviously, it'll look a little bit nicer than this without. This will eventually be all moved, this big old shelving right here. But I do have my Olympic bar on it right here. We'll take a closer look in just a second. Now, I am 148. It is in the studs. Again, 2 bolts up and bottom. And again, like I said, I'll eventually mount up some drywall in this corner, make it look real sharp and a finished look to it. But we'll get a TV up on one of these walls so I can watch some YouTube videos while I work out. Obviously, need to bring out all my bumper weights from my indoor gym I have inside the house. Super sturdy. I don't feel like it's wobbling at all or anything like that. I even get maybe the slightest bend in the bar up there, but I actually kind of like that because it feels like I can almost get a little bit of rebound while I'm working on trying to do some muscle ups. But again, super easy to install. Just don't make the rookie mistake like I just said. Give yourself enough room to swing in. I really like that attachment for back. I've been skipping back, unfortunately. These are really nice. You got some kind of an area here for protecting. I don't know why you would want to protect the bar, but you know, if you want to. You have all your numbers on the posts to be able to easily pull that out, and those are not mounted in there. They're just inserted in, and then they swing down like this there. You have it going through the hole here, and then this secures it, so obviously it won't fall off. And then the top bar, these are very easily, you're able to unscrew these and then the bar will come off to be able to fold it in. You literally could unscrew that in 15 seconds flat. Pull the bar out and the bar is just situated in these holes. You can put that wherever you want. If you're trying to do some sort of weird exercises, you could put that in any one of those holes if you want to, if you don't want it way up there. I chose to go all the way up there. Now this is another rookie mistake that potentially will save you time. I'm only 5'9", and so I'm 5'9" on a good day. So I put it all the way to the top, and like I already mentioned, give yourself enough space to swing in. If you're really, really tall, then you want to mount that up to the highest setting where it will still swing in, but will also drop down and be flat on the floor as well. I have super long arms, but if you are wondering, to the top is about 85.5 inches to the top of the bar to the bottom, but I still have about an inch of wiggle room being able to go up. So it'd be about 86.5. Let me show you. This might make a little bit more sense. It says first choice right here. Now I think they're going in centimeters, but here is the first option right here. It says, I think that says 365, but I think that it doesn't make too much sense. But anyway, and then it has this one right here at 315. And then in the middle category right here, I think it says right here 154.5, and this one 149.5, if that makes sense. Obviously, top link in the description box below. There's going to be taller people than myself reviewing this. So you might want to look over their reviews for somebody that's, 6'5" or something like that. So just restating, I just did another pull up, and yes, I'm talking the very slightest. I'm talking about maybe a millimeter or two of flex with that top bar, and I actually like it. It feels like I can get a little bit more springy with my pull up or muscle up. Again, it's the slightest. It's just a little bit different than your like iron monkey bars when you were a kid. That feels too hard. This I like better, and it's a good grip on it as well. It doesn't feel chintzy. It's wide in my hand, so it's not too thin. It has a very slight texture to it. Not quite like my Olympic bar, obviously, like this, but it's a nice enough texture where you're not going to slip off of that. I like what I'm seeing. And I don't think it's going to rip up your hands either. And there's enough wiggle room where I can bring that up once again, even with folding it. And I'm going to put some nice gym mats down as well. And of course, like I keep saying, if there was completed drywall, finished drywall, that would look really, really good with the white and black. Now, I know most of you guys are probably going to be folding it in your particular garage. It does save a lot of space to remove the bar off of the rack right here. You can leave the mounts in, of course. You could do it under a minute flat, easy. So let's take a look at it folded up here. Looking absolutely fantastic going down right here. These do overlap, simple to take out if you want it completely flat up against your wall. And then obviously if you want to pull that pin, the pin goes in the bottom bracket right here for your tubing. And then that can fold 45-degree angle, so that can get out of your way right there. Personally, I would just leave it like this. Again, yours would fold more flat against your drywall, but looking absolutely fantastic. fantastic. Now I just need a better stand for my Olympic bar, and I think you guys get the idea. Well, I'm looking forward to my first workout with it. I'll get my incline flat bench out here. Also, what I'm going to start doing as well with the hanging bar is, if you guys have not hung, meaning you just literally hang for a minute, so you just grip it like you're doing a pull-up and you just hang and stretch your body like this here. I do that every day for about a minute 5 seconds, about a minute 10 seconds. Just have your smart device set a timer and you just zone out, and it gets a lot easier after you continue to do it day by day. Definitely stretches out my back if you've been sitting at a desk, etc. Last thing I want to do is I want to get the inverted boots, and I want to clip in, and it's a lot better for your ankles and everything, being able to literally hang with your inverted boots. And I'm going to get some good ones, and then you just hang upside down instead of at like a tilt. That really helps with the back as well. Not to mention, some people say they actually grow half an inch because it literally decompresses your vertebrae. And so I'm going to grab a pair of those and start hanging completely upside down. And I want to get pretty detailed with this review. So if you are wondering, also, if you have a bar on the hooks, you cannot get your pull up in. Your belly is going to go right up against it here. So if you look this way, let's go ahead and just pan down, and you can see the bar is actually sticking out a little bit. So you'll have to remove the bar in order to do pull-ups, unless you wanted to go underneath the bar and do them that way. Just be careful, obviously, not to knock into this if you're doing muscle-ups and you're swinging a little bit. Super stable. Well, overall, the rack is a definitely thumbs up in my book. I really had a great workout last night. I had it lower as well. I was doing some inverted push-ups, I guess you could say. Back, chest, super secure. Pull-up, super secure. I will be learning the muscle-up. 42 years old right now. Never too late to start, never too early to start learning muscle-ups. I will be, of course, dialing in this gym a little bit better. I need to push that over, or that's actually going to be dismantled entirely, so I can get to that side and rack weights a little bit better over there. So definitely don't get too close to your wall, your garage wall over on that side, either side, for racking on your weights. Just makes it a little bit easier. Solid rack. Once again, top link in the description box below this video is going to be this exact rack. They do make it in other colors as well. I thought the white and black was the best color myself. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button on the way out, but just like all my videos, please don't go into debt for anything I do make a video about. If you do have the cash and the rack does intrigue you, please go ahead and purchase on away. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Gym equipment, I've reviewed other gym equipment on this channel. Tech reviews, van life builds, DIY house projects. Once again, top link in the description box below. My name's Chris. I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now.